for Influence Rage as well. You think, based on what we saw in that previous game, right, the head-to-head for the chicken dinner between them and Regnum Karia, the difference it would have meant if they were able to steal away those extra points, push themselves further up, guaranteed themselves a pathway into the top 8. Now it's all coming down to this one last game to do just that. Intense game being the name to focus on here, though, as they pick themselves up one elimination point early. We do get to see the rotation from Influence Rage. Non-ship Red Force relatively close by as well. Horror Esports just off in the distance.
Looking to avoid, lest their rank be void here in 9th. Not able to make it in towards that top 8. Non-ship Red Force is a dangerous team. They've displayed themselves as an aggressive team as well. Scrapping, furious. Influence Rage, as angry as they are as a team, not comfortable taking them to task. There's the Falcons, not in their natural habitat within the cave.
And I think for them, again, natural habitat really hasn't been what we've seen from the Falcons throughout the run of the tournament. Yes, day one of the survival stage, they were able to float through with a lot of good periphery finishes, with quite a slower passive day of it, playing for placements. They played with that tempo a little bit more in the course of today. It's not always looked super pretty for them, though, and again, you can see the nerves are certainly there. Looking for a later game finish on this one. Didn't want to run any risks of Fing being uncomfortable on the drop. That's why they're so much further down.
Yeah, a lot of circumvention here, honestly, from a fair few of our squads that were worried about it. Remember, there's 8 teams with almost reckless abandon going into this final match, realizing that their chances are dashed in this final game of Miramar. There's only a few that can make that gargantuan leap to get towards that top 8. And we're looking 11th downwards, not really having that chance for Team Vision. There's potential, but losing Volt, who has been the spark on the team to charge them, allow them to play at their best. Him going down as early as he did, it does not bode well for them, and the circuitry within that team might just be fried.
I think that short circuit actually came in the previous game as well, where Never Alone had the opportunity to absolutely clean house early on into that matchup, but you remember the wrath from Rafa completely fragmented the squad, just left Marcelo in a horrific position towards the end, trying to barely scrape away any points. Just that one elim over towards R8. Could have been a different story, but of course, that's up to you. Nothing is granted, everything is gained, and on that one, it wasn't really that much of a gainer for them.
But Yangon Galacticos, we've taken a look at them a couple of times here, but they are in the terrifying position of 8th place. Never comfortable to be there. The Falcons were able to get a few more points on board today. I think they've done pretty well, taking more risks when they should do. 70 points. There is that big step down, though. Right, there's a chance that Yangon Galacticos can get over towards that region, as can Influence Rage, and by no means are Team Falcons safe just yet, and they know it. I think this is a pivotal moment for Team Falcons. If they get in towards that grand finals, I think they'll feel a lot more comfortable in their play. Like we said, I think that they actually needed the practice here in survival stage. There's a lot of pressure riding on their shoulders, and this will alleviate some of it.
It's not the cleanest opening path, though, on the rotation. There is a lot of squads ahead of them, and adjacent as well. You're going to be running into some of these teams that maybe are willing to run some crazy risks, knowing that survival stage is most likely where their heads are going to lie when this game finally comes to a close. So opportunities to be fought from both AX and Gamax on the push-up, with R8 and E Arena just off to the side there.
So our final game of the day. Just shortly, we'll take a look at where we're heading. On the largest shrink of the circle throughout the entirety of Miramar, it is on Zone 2, and we head over towards Crater Fields, on the mountainside that runs through it that currently Horror is owning, but they're massively split at the moment. Alpha 7 even trying to hunt down one of their players on that northwest side.
And this is the fight. It's no fear. He has to live up to his name right here. Throws out the flames and sets ablaze to Carrillo. So low on HP. All it takes is a single shot from Revo.
Horror will be pitched downwards. As No Fear takes a nosedive versus Alpha 7. He had such a fantastic position as well over towards the east here and just playing split, locked in. R8 making their move on that north side. I think that Alpha 7 is, although not a team that expect to make it in, they're a team that is incredibly dangerous when backed into a corner. Right now, there is nothing to lose for them. There is absolutely, and they are a loose cannon inside of this match.
I think honestly, that's literally the mentality they have to play with. Like we said, as much as it would be an impossible task for some teams, their old form, when they hit their stride in these kind of games, that's when magic would happen. But you have to factor in how they've looked throughout the entire tournament thus far this year. The PUBG Mobile World Cup and the ESPORTS World Cup. It is not the same team. It hasn't had that same level of lethality.
Falcons, they delay moving into the fray on that north side. Biding our time and waiting it out. You got to go through the checkpoints though, obviously. I'll respect that. But we're closing in now. A lot of teams making their way on over. This southern side of the circle is jam-packed. AX, Kino Trope, or at least what's left of them. Power also, who took an early dip on that last game. Yangon Galacticos on that western side, getting peppered right now by Gamax and potentially over also Alpha 7 shortly.
Gamax, they could afford to take some risks on this one. Alpha 7 not wanting to dilly-dally there, instead committing to their rotation and looking to get themselves into a better position rather than being caught up with a fight where they could be stabbed in the back by Gamax. The Arena taking hefty hits as well. And who else but Fireflux, of course, currently in the top spot, position number 1 for them, and that's already another point found, 99 being their total off the back of that.
Looking to cross the century in this match here. E-Arena pushed down to 2, and it's unlikely they'll push any further inside of this match here. 92 points. Hard to make work. 11 minutes into the game and only 2 players on board right now. But an opportunity for Regnum Karya to pick themselves up a podium finish. And in come the Falcons. Finally making their way down. We get another circle shift and we're heading over towards the high grounds on that eastern side. Nongshim Red Force already set up. Falcons have to go for something a little bit safer here as they pass through over towards the eastern side of the fields.
They took a few shots. The paint
They've got to bide their time. They've got to pick up Smile in the meantime and get it moving. And Gamax is only moments away.
Vahita with the crash in. Closes the gap between them both. Look at the HP bars that they've got to play with. The sustainability isn't there. Vahita on a nice off angle. Peering in. Bullets into the back. Romeo takes a big burst of damage from that one.
SayCloud needs a Nimbus right now to get out of dodge vision. Now Af will find Nalvalo on the first pick there. Not finished off just yet, but it's an intense game. They hit that nail, find that coffin. Yangon Galacticos, they want nothing to do with Gamax. They wrap round a similar angle to Alpha 7, watching off in the distance.
They lost Squash, the new man on the block that's been consistent for the team, but right now, he's gone. It's just down to the core three from Alpha 7. Fitting that it's the title holders themselves.
Power, Falcons. Similar situation with that last elim that came through from Fireflux. They just jumped into triple digits. Teams will have to bear down upon them and fast. Right now they're on the eastern side coming through from Hacienda, and it is open ground that they have to pass through. You can see players have been taking tags from their side. Easy, up close and personal with the Falcons playing inside the concretes. They have vehicles to work with. You can see the buggy. Only one wheel left to going.
Center circle again as well from Regnum Karia. Influence Rage close by. Two teams that went head-to-head for the chicken dinner into the previous matchup. A lot riding on this one. You can see the move up as well. Gamax swerve round Yangon Galacticus as they make their move. And the interesting thing with Power as well, Easy, I think his position's been undetected. He got clear vision onto the Falcons, didn't take the first shot. Instead, he can play off his teammates when their attention is turned and they've got to go for the move. He could sideswipe them.
Let's try and move ahead. You're right, they're going to have a backstab potential on their hands, which is never easy to deal with. Yangon Galacticos currently struggling though. Constantly hounded by teams here from Gamax, who have taken a bit of a split. Fajita waiting down low. And do they even know his position? As they head over towards Horror right now. Ragnar finding shots over towards AX. Scarface is taken low there from R8. And they'll have to move, Jackie.
In the meantime as well, we saw a shot over onto Alpha 7 from Aura. Ooh, quick peek up. Thought he could grab that one, but the response is good from Yangon. Crosshairs instantly flick up, their eyes light up as they grab onto the knock.
They're hanging on, the speed at which they're flicking around as well. They are hyped, filled with adrenaline going into this match, knowing that their life's on the line here in terms of the tournament. Shudo finding more players over towards Vision, but they clap back over towards APK. Say Cloud on the high ground. These shots are just not hitting, Jackie.
Sleepy, looking shaky. Didn't instantly bite on the bait that was shown from Say Cloud. And when he did go for the spam, a few bullets going awry. Quite a distance firefight on it, can't commit onto the knock, and he's being flanked from the back line. Turns his attention. Meanwhile, Gamax as well being hit heavy by Vision, still being able to at least respond. They lost 2 players off the engagement, but go 2 for 2 in the fight so far.
Yangon Galacticos shopping around right now, but no, apartments are open and they are struggling to find a home inside this circle. Influence Rage, Diego will find a shot over towards Revo. Inside the shack and more damage done. Sleepy finds Mafioso. 1 player left remaining for Alpha 7.
And with that, Vision received the final curtain call in the survival stage, going down to Gamax. Intense game. Just inches away from Fajita as well, trying to keep himself out of dodge for now with the smokes to protect himself. Like you said, Alpha 7, it's been uncomfortable. Twice Revo has gone down. Twice they have had to get him back on his feet. Supplies have got to start to run low.
Easy continues to be a terrifying prospect there on the south side for the Falcons. Hasn't whispered a word, laying in wait. Yangon Galacticos have come through some pretty tumultuous situations. The caltrops were laid down for them and they swerved, they've avoided, and they've made it in with some tumbles, some rolls, some dashes to get towards this position. The circle continues to move out of their reach. So how will they play out these next couple of minutes to make it in? Intense game, Alpha 7, Gamax all weakened, all injured. It's a full 4-man squad from Yangon. I take that back. 1 player gets knocked and will get shut down. That's by Sleepy.
Sleepy's been doing a great job from the angle up top. But look at this. R8 moving on in to join the party to split down the middle. Meanwhile, Easy, he's been biding his time for so long on this, but the rest of the squad has come over to assist. They look to fight up close versus the Falcons. Good chip damage onto Ragnar. Redox confirms onto that one, tries to finish him off and will do so valiantly. Still pushing over, but the nades come in. The Falcons get finished. Vahedon's the one to send them out as they fall, and Power live to fight another day.
At 71 points there, Yangon Galacticos is furious going into this game. They have a real stalwart game so far. It's looking worrying. Fireflux move on top of AX, only losing Scarface, and it's an immediate removal from them. But what's terrifying for the Falcons is Yangon Galacticos are still going. Influence Rage with 4 players are in a prime position on that eastern side. They are not through yet.
It comes down to the bitter end, and this is the issue. You have left the fate of the Falcons in the hands of the other teams in the lobby. 8th and 9th position with a huge opportunity here. Last game, leave no stone unturned.
How will Yangon Galacticos play this next maneuver? Much like that zipline above them, they would love for a straight rotation directly into the circle. And they're going to move over towards Kenotrope. Saycloud making the first move here. Primes a nade in hand, Finale. One of his own, but he's late. Will his be placed better?
It tags, but it won't be able to frag. You get the response back over as well. Easy onto Nonxing Red Force. This is a Power squad that are looking lights out at the minute. Fireflux stealing away some of the opportunity on that one with the response from Binny's Bonnet and the follow-up from Tizzy.
My God, Nonxing Red Force were taking the heat coming through from Power, but have just annihilated. Turn tail. Dare you get involved in our fight, Fireflux? We're going to send your way immediately. They angered the wrong beast.
With that, the arena starts to quake. Another move being made. Power plays from the team's namesake themselves. Yangon and Influence Rage still in positions to cause issues later on into this one as well, depending on how this starts to shift. Regnum Carrier, R8 and Influence Rage all inches away from one another, just mere space between them on this compound setup.
Ragnar might be down, but cheering them on from Valhalla. Seeing how far and how much glory Power can obtain. That's E Arena out, and the only team within the top 3 is Power, looking for a first place here. Regnum Kaya will find shots over towards Nonxing Red Force. Binny, with the power of the buggy, survives, stays dead still, and they don't spot him. He will take a lot of damage, but can he crawl away?
Lorizin's able to find it. The UMP hits. Binny thrown away, shut down. That's one elimination they claim, but they've still got much more to get done on this one.
On the back line, Power will take a knock, but it is answered. They will look to pick him up. That's from Kenotrope. Al-Hadji, he's just going to come back down again. He's got the side angle. They don't know, but it's still 3 players they are roaming into. Let's see how Power handles this. Yangon Galacticos yet to make their sprint.
When push comes to shove for Heater's position, can it cause issues in the backline? Have they forgotten about him? The solo man from Gamax that tucked himself away quite some time ago.
Influence Rage watching on. A fantastic position for them that they can work, but they will have to move. Yangon Galacticos up against Gamax. The first is found. It's from Kenotrope to steal that one away. So Yangon still only up to 2. Looking for the res, but they're trapped in the tunnel. Jiggle will find Carrillo as well as Mafioso.
Alpha 7 being collapsed upon as Horror outdo them. On the push down, Alpha 7 are removed from the battleground. And those reigning champions not having an opportunity to show us the might they were made of last year, falling to the wayside.
Tamra looking to back things off, causing Boys from Power a little bit of a problem, but it is Al-Haji, puffs out his chest, will send them away. Playing on two fronts right now. Nongshim Red Force did send forward with Tizzy. Romeo made it into the circle for Yangon Galacticos. With a lasso, he needs to grab the rest of his team and pull them close.
Oh, sideline shot, it's quick from Pedrino. Up close against Kenotrope. Tamar trying to deal some damage back, but you could not stop this man. Intense game, showing us what they're made of here. Yangon as well pushing up with the opportunity that's created. They know that Kenotrope were laser focused on that angle. Now they've got room to move. This was the fight in the back line from Hora as well.
Pedrino with a 1v3 makes it happen. We were watching Alpha 7, but what a display of fortification coming through from Pedrino. He was clean with it last game, makes it happen again. And for Intense Game, despite them in 12th place, what a highlight reel for Pedrino in the last two games.
Haji causing issues as well. Power Esports, pinpoint perfection. From the hillside, bullets down, Smile, knocked over instantly. That's Yangdong in a really rough spot now.
Yangon Galacticos. Say Cloud looks to move out for Influence Rage. This is massive news for them. They could overtake, and that 0-point game last match could just be the thing that tips Yangon over the edge.
Tucked into position. Got to slow down the pace on it. No opportunity to get the third man back up. Just play as the duo from this. That Smile now fully confirmed, of course, from the knock that we saw earlier from Al-Haji. You still get the establishing shots of Influence Rage, Regnan Karya, and R8.
Influence Rage need to make a move slightly sooner than R8 as well, unfortunately. Little boy sends down towards that south side. Fahiden moves up over towards Nongshim Red Force. Do they know that Tizzy's playing in this position? Diego spotting over towards Hora for a nice little angle. Nades start to get sent off over towards R8, who are initiating a smoke train. Going early right now. Nade's been sent in. Regnum Karya will have to withstand, but it's a big nade that splashes large.
It's instantly hit them, damage done. They start to advance from it. Nade over the top to give them room to move up. The vehicle throws in some additional carnage. A misplay from Toshpik. That lands on Shilas. The flames burning down the potential control inside of the compound, so R8 can actually close the gap onto them.
Regnum Karya struggling now, and Nade goes in. It hits hard, but not quite hard enough. But the boys are holding safe. This will be a big turnaround, and Toshpik making it happen.
Huge shot onto Prestige. R8 with the momentum that was provided to them. Thought they could crash onto that one. Yes, they really do throw them into an uncomfortable position, but they could still reset from this. They've got an opportunity to try and save themselves the turmoil. Nades are right on target. It's Influence Rage that are looking to set this one up as well, and they need these points.
This is a fantastic maneuver for Influence Rage. They saw R8 push ahead. They've moved round. They find Tizzy. They clear him out. Power Esports down to just the one, but they are so close. They need more placement points to overtake over towards Fire Flux. Jiggle will find Toshpik. Despite the early Molotov and almost cooking his team, he was able to get the turnaround. The great hold overall. Law behind the dead tree.
Little boy goes for the peek up. Meanwhile, Diego dealing damage back over onto Fahidan as well. So Power being really thrown into the wind. Finished off entirely. Regnum Karya still trapped in position.
And unfortunately, the boys from Power will not overtake. A second place comes home, and looks like it's more and more likely to be Fire Flux. Unless Hora can have a massive turn up here. Influence Rage been taken down. Yangon still in the game.
Oh, Silas goes in for the heads-up call to try and do it himself. Oh, shots
this is
over.
Crazy.
Wild, literally going
this is
animalistic. The Lanimal brings the claws out, rips his way through Influence Rage. And the sideline shots continue. Hora battling back onto it as well.
And Yangon might just have survived long enough. Horror up at 3, looking to challenge for first place, but out of nowhere, in comes SayCloud.
SayCloud falls out, finished off by Sky. Regnum Karia up against Horror, the last two teams that remain on this one.
Silas, the only obstacle between Horror and taking the first place home here at the PMWC survival stage.
It would have to be an unfathomable clutch. The 1v3 from Silas. Show us the style that he's made of. Jiggle looks for the move up. Sky with the first play. First connection's clean, but he can't do more. Regnum Karia fall, and with that, Horror Esports do exactly what they needed to.
An incredible performance from Horror. We're going to have to tally up the total slightly later on with those placement points. But with that, Jackie, for Alpha 7, we will not be seeing them over towards the main stage. Regnum Karia has a massive step up towards the end of this one. But Fireflux, Power, Horror all towards that podium. What an amazing finish. And even Yangon slightly surviving towards those end moments despite Influence Ray chasing, but shut down by the man himself, Silas.
And you hit the nail on the head, the trophy that is behind that winning team, the pinnacle of PUBG Mobile. Everything these squads give, everything for, game after game, will be crowned to a new team, a new squad. 4 players will take the title this year with Alpha 7 being unable to survive. They did not make it through the survival stage. A new champion will be crowned this year. 2025 is going to be a whole different story.
Tears have been shed. Emotions have been let loose here. Unbelievable performances throughout, and Power just love it here at the survival stage. Easy, making them look queasy with the sickening plays he's been showing and putting on display. Horror just making it in consistent time and time again. But it's the Falcons who do make it through. It was a terrifying finish for them.
It's crazy how close it was. Falcons potentially could have been lapped. For Alpha 7, they could not do it. Maybe the hunger's gone, maybe the skill ceiling, the gap between the other teams has started to close, but as we've seen here today, Blank, the squads that had to show up, that still had an opportunity to take fate into their own hands, they've absolutely done that.
It's an incredible day today, and not only that, yesterday too. I'd go as far to say that the survival stage was more exciting than groups, honestly. Teams fought tooth and nail to make this one happen. And play on your screen has done exactly that. It's Koa from the Falcons holding that team together. Much better performance. Ralph has been taking more aggressive plays, IGLing for the team, but this is a sad sight for Alpha 7.
And you can see it, the emotion, the human element on so many of our different squads. Trying to fly the flag of their organizations high. Show the skill ceiling, the commitment, the communication. But here today, the reigning champions were unable to deliver. And of course that means for the 8 teams that don't make it through, your keys will be crushed. Let's get over to Barney and begin the process of removing those teams' keys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the survival stage is now officially over, and I am joined by our highest placing team. It is, of course, Horror Esports with a final flurry. Congratulations, gentlemen, from myself and from everyone, the whole crew. What an amazing way to end out the survival stage. Now, you didn't just survive, you thrived. So congrats to that. Now, one of the things that you get to do because of this honor is you get to crush the keys of the bottom 8 teams from the survival stage. This is the first time we've showed it this week, so we're all really excited. And so I've got Jiggle, I've got Sky, No Fear, and Sleepy. Jiggle, you're going to do me the honor first and foremost to switch the key on and turn on the engines. Okay, the key has been switched. The engines will be turned on. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in your feet? They can feel it. Okay, Sky, I'm going to get you to lift and flick the switch. That is going to open up the iris in the center. We can see all of those menacing teeth ready to chomp up those keys. And now finally, No Fear. I'm going to get you to press the button and send them home. And Sleepy, you can wave at them as they do it. There they go. See you later. And just like that, our 16 teams are locked in for the grand finals. 8 teams have now been sent packing. Well, 7.5, of course. But the job, now there you go. There's the 8th team. But the job is not done. We have a gauntlet of competitors waiting in the grand finals that's going to be happening this weekend, and they've all got their eyes on the prize. $3 million prize pool, and of course the beautiful PMWC trophy. The Horror Esports guys having a great time next to me, but I tell you what, they're not going to be laughing this weekend when they come up against all those other teams. But for now, make sure you're all ready for that weekend slot for the grand finals, and we're going to send you back to the studio to talk about what just happened in the survival stage.
Emotions riding high here for the survival stage for PMWC. Unbelievable moments here for some of these teams who are hoping desperately that they were going to be able to claw their way up to that top 8, but it is not good for them. They are done here for the PUBG Mobile World Cup. What a way to end things as well, joined by 7